Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. We are at group 5 and our video presentation is on the power of leadership in project management. So let's get started. First of all, why leadership and why now? In today's fast-paced, always changing world, project management managers can't just focus on deadlines and budgets anymore. We have got to be flexible, creative, and most importantly, great leaders. New tech, new industries, new ways of working, it's a lot. And if we want to keep up and actually make an impact, we need more than just tools and templates. We need to lead the people through the chaos. That's where the power skills comes in. So what are power skills now? The new must which should have for the project managers. So the Project Management Institute says that the most successful project managers today don't just rely on technical know how. They also build skills in 3 key areas. Number 1, power skills. Number 2, business acumen. Number 3, ways of working. And out of all these power skills, the one that moves the needle is leadership. Let's break that down. Leadership versus management. What is real? What is basic difference? What is leadership really? Leadership is about creating positive change. It means having a clear vision, inspiring the team, and helping them push through challenges. It's about the energy and direction. On the other hand, management is more about keeping everything aligned. It's just like behind the screen structure. Like for example, in this course we learn how to make a project charter, WBS dictionary, which keeps the project moving. So for a leadership we need both leadership and management. According to the Joe Fuller from the Harvard University, he says that the intersection between the leadership and management is understanding what drives people and using that to help them to do their best. Okay, so let's now compare about process.
Any team or project requires leadership together with management for successful completion. Yet the roles of each element differ from the other. Task planning and organizational work belongs to managers, and motivation of people falls under leadership responsibilities. These differences can help us grow and become more effective in our roles. Let's take a closer look at how managers and leaders differ. Managers utilize the work breakdown structure as a process tool for efficient task completion. Leaders dedicate their efforts to vision by establishing the team path while motivating others to reach their objectives. Project managers use organizational skills to maintain progress, yet leaders work to unify team members with the organizational goals established in project charters. A person's leadership qualities emerge from how they act and not necessarily from what the title they hold. People who demonstrate leadership habits do not require the title of manager to guide others successfully. Let's explore 2 powerful leadership styles that are especially important for project managers. Transformational leadership goes beyond managing tasks. It's about inspiring and empowering your team to grow and perform at their best. This leadership method reaches above task management because it enables your team members to gain proficiency and reach their top performance capabilities. As project managers, we experienced this during our assignments. We started with a strong project charter, clearly outlining goals and purpose, which gave our team direction. We also worked together to define team norms, creating a culture of mutual respect. The team maintained alignment towards both short-term goals and the large organizational objectives through scheduled interactions with stakeholders. We inspired the team to choose strong goals which motivated them while challenges happened. We provided encouragement instead of pressure. Teams that feel motivated and empowered have up to a 90% higher chance of project success. But for transformational leadership to work, the team must feel psychologically empowered. They need to feel trusted, have a voice, and know they matter. When those conditions are met, transformational leadership becomes a powerful driver of project success. Situational leadership is all about adapting your leadership approach based on the needs of your team and the specific context of the project. It's especially useful for project managers because, let's be honest, no two teams or projects are the same. This leadership model, developed by Hersey and Blanchard, promotes flexible leadership that depends on three essential factors, including team member experience levels, along with challenge complexity and project lifecycle stage. You would use this approach when you lead newly formed teams because you should directly guide. The project charter may serve as a tool to define roles together with setting goals while building a detailed work breakdown structure, organizes tasks, and a WBS dictionary explains responsibilities. Situational leadership is essentially about reading the room, understanding what your team needs in that moment, and adjusting your style to help them succeed. Every project manager needs to understand that a single leadership approach cannot work across all situations. Project managers must use directive behavior and supportive behavior as primary approaches, depending on project context and current project stage. Let's dive into directive behavior, which is especially helpful when the team needs clear guidance and structure, often at the beginning of a project. In this case, the leader's role is to provide clear instructions and create a roadmap for success. The procedure requires leaders to teach step by step methods while defining deadlines and member responsibilities and explaining the complete approach to task execution. Directive behavior is typically a one way communication style where the leader defines what needs to be done, how it should be done, and who is responsible for each task. For example, at the project kickoff, we used the project charter to establish clear roles and expectations, created a work breakdown structure to organize tasks, and utilized a WBS dictionary to detail each deliverable. This approach ensures everyone on the team is aligned on and understands what is expected from the start.
Now let's talk about the supportive leadership, leading with trust and empathy. This approach is especially important when our team already knows what to do but may be lacking confidence, motivation, or simply needs encouragement. And supportive behavior is all about creating a positive, empowering atmosphere where people feel genuinely valued and capable of doing the best work. Here, what this look like in action. It means encouraging two-way communication, not just giving instructions but also inviting input and feedback. And it also involves actively listening to our team, understanding the concerns and responding to the needs. And it means offering genuine social and emotional support, especially during tough or stressful times. For example, let's say we are deep into development and suddenly start hitting a few roadblocks. That's when supportive behavior becomes crucial. When remind ourselves and our team of the project charter, the vision we committed to, we rely on our team norms like open communication and collaboration, and most importantly, we reassure everyone that we are in this together. That kind of support can make all the difference in keeping morale high and the momentum going. Leadership styles. Finding the right balance between direction and support. Leadership isn't one size fits all. Depending on situation and team needs, leader can adopt different styles. Let's walk through the 4 key leadership styles based on levels of directivity and support. Directive style, which is high directivity and low support. This style is all about giving clear instructions and tightly managing how work is done. The focus is on telling, that is communicating orders and closely monitoring progress, and there's less emotional or social support, and this works well when the team is inexperienced or facing high risk tasks where precision matters. Second one is the coaching style, which have high directivity and high support. In this style, leader is highly motivated, not just giving directions but also supporting the team emotionally and socially. It is about balancing control with encouragement. The leader seeks input, encourage collaboration, but ultimately the final decisions on how to proceed still lie with the leader. This style is great when team needs both guidance and motivation to succeed. Third is the supporting style, low directivity and high support. This style we talked about earlier, leading with the trust and empathy. The leader step backs from giving orders and focus more on supportive behaviors like listening, praising, and providing feedback. The team is given space to make decisions and grow. The leader's role is more about building confidence and encouraging skill development. It works best when the team knows what to do but needs emotional encouragement and or motivation. And final is the delegating style, which has the low directivity and low support. This style is all about trust and autonomy, and the leader provides minimal direction and step backs from active support. The team is confident, capable, motivated to take full responsibility. Once the goals are clear, the team has full control over the how their things get done. This works best when you have a high performing self directed team that doesn't need much hand holding. So, depending on where the team is in their journey, a leader can shift between these styles to provide the right balance of direction and support. As you can see, there is a picture on the left side. This is a model which is based on the two main types of the behavior, the directive behavior and the supportive behavior. These behaviors are plotted on a grid going from low to high on both axes, and also inside the model there is a four kind of the leadership styles which are noted as a S1, S2, S3 and S4 with respect to their names. You can also see in the bottom row of the diagram the how D1 to D2 represents the development levels of the team members. The key is to match your leadership style S1 to S4 to where your team is. If your team is new and eager, which represents the direct, and if it is learning but unsure, it represents the coach, and if it is capable but cautious, which represents the support, and if your team is confident and skilled, which represents the delegate. Finally, another main variable that the project management skills should consider on deciding which type of leadership style to adapt are the team members' level of readiness to the project. Are the subordinates capable? Do they have the necessary competence and commitment? So the employees are divided into four categories: D1, D2, D3 and D4. Being the D1 the most capable and experienced with high commitment, D2 having significant competence level but variable commitment, and D3 having some level of competence but low commitment, and finally D4 being the least experienced and high commitment. One of the most important things to understand as a leader is this: power does not come from sticking to one style, it comes from knowing when to shift. There are moments when our leader needs structure, clarity, and strong direction, and that's when we learn into directive behavior. We step in, set expectations, define the path, and help remove ambiguity. But then there are times when our leader needs something different. They need encouragement, collaboration, or simply someone to believe in them, and that's when we shift into supportive behavior, listening, guiding, and empowering. And here is the secret: great project managers doesn't just choose one, they blend both. They adapt, shift, respond based on what their team needs in that moment, whether it's clarity or confidence or connection. Now let's talk about the how leadership enriches project managers. Firstly, it improves team morale and productivity, reduce risk and conflict, enhances stakeholder engagement, build more adaptive, resilient teams, boost project quality and consistency, and finally encourages innovation and creative problem solving. To succeed as a project manager, technical skills aren't enough. What truly sets great project managers apart from power skills? So, the power skills are like leadership, active listening, communication, adaptability, brainstorming, coaching and mentoring, conflict management, emotional intelligence, influencing, professional skills, and finally, negotiation. Leadership versus management. What's leadership and what's management? So, the leadership is the process of creating positive, non incremental change that involves several key elements, and management addresses the needs to align efforts with organizational goals on the regular basis.
Okay, so we have seen what is leadership, why is it important, what are the skills that a leader should have, what is the difference between the leadership and management, what are the core qualities that a leader should have, what are the different types of leadership styles, and we have seen different categories of the leadership styles with examples. Now let's wrap up. So, to wrap it all up, being a great project manager today means being more than a taskmaster. So, what a project manager has to do? They have to use management tools like the WBS dictionary, and the project charter to stay organized, set the tone with team norms that foster trust, and lead with vision, adaptability, and heart. When you combine strong management with real leadership, you don't just get projects done, you will make a difference. We have to remember that leadership is not about a title, it's about how you show up, how you inspire, and how you help others succeed. As we wrap up this journey, me and my colleagues from Team 5, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude. Through this subject, we have gained a deeper understanding of leadership skills, insights that will continue to shape us both professionally and personally. And at last, a special thank you to Jim for his valuable guidance and unwavering support throughout this learning experience. Your mentorship has helped us to refine our perspective on leadership, and we are confident that the lessons learned will guide us towards a more impactful future. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience and paying attention to our video. If you have any doubts, you can check out these references that where we have taken all the content from. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.